Meghan and Harry said about her father in the show, including a series of supposedly private messages she sent to him when it emerged he was too ill to attend their wedding.
Paps and journalists and media were following him all day, every day. The unraveling happened that week when he wouldn't pick up my call. And instead, you're talking to TMZ.
He had a heart attack 6 days ago.
Which is crazy.
Calling.
This is not him saying, oh, I don't want to be there.
No, I get it. I know what I'm saying.
And the world is watching this drama play out.
Of course, it's incredibly sad what happened. She had a father before this, and now she doesn't have a father.
Well, joining me now is Meghan's half-brother, Thomas Markle. Thomas, thank you for joining me. First of all, how is your father, Thomas Sr.?
Oh, hey guys, it's good to be here. Dad is doing very well, making a lot of progress. He's in good spirits. Sometimes he doesn't feel that comfortable to actually make a live appearance, but he's doing very well.
You're there caring for him. He had a massive stroke, and I think at one stage, for quite a while, he lost the power of his speech. Has that returned now? Is he able to communicate with you?
Yeah, his speech is definitely coming back. We're making a lot of progress with the speech therapy, and you know, for the most part, it's pretty normal. It goes off after a few moments, but comes back. So he's doing very well. I'm just very happy that I could be here every day for him since this happened in May, or what, about 6 months ago.
Were you both watching the first half of this series today?
Let's see. I think he was. He wasn't able to join us, though. I mean, he really wanted to be here. I was watching it, and you know, I'm just glad I had my Studio Magic tear pen with me, so I could have a tear come out of my left eye while I was watching it.
I mean, that moment when Prince Harry, who's never met your father, says that Meghan has no father. What did you think of that?
I think it's horrible. The documentary is so far off on so many different levels. It's really a little bit disturbing. Saying that, you know, she doesn't have a family and she doesn't have a father, and then Harry saying that, you know, she has no father now. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly hurtful. I also have always had sympathy with your father because I felt that he was thrown to the wolves with no experience of dealing with this kind of intensive media attention. He tried to do the right thing. He came unstuck, and they just disowned him. Has she made any attempt to contact your father since he had his stroke?
None whatsoever. And, you know, I totally agree with you on the fact that none of us were ever coached or given any help with the paparazzi or press since the very beginning, which has caused a lot of problems. Nobody reached out. I actually reached out, and all I got back was distant family, and she doesn't know us, which is just, you know, it's just very bizarre how she just basically brushed the entire family under the carpet like we don't exist, and then lied about not having a family, and lied about, you know, she doesn't have a family that she's always wanted. You know, we've always been here. Documentary's way off. I mean, that's what's actually prompted me to work with my own production team. And coming out in like 2023, we're going to have, you know, our side of a documentary that's going to shed a lot of light.
Well, I don't blame you. I mean, if this was one of my family doing this to my family, I'd want to do the same thing and set the record straight. It just seems to me that she's decided you're all too big a problem. Therefore, you have to be cut loose. And I got to be honest, I knew Meghan for a bit before she met Harry. Did exactly the same to me. Bang, you know, done. She did that to many people that she knew, that she'd either worked with or was friends with or whatever. It just seems to me she's what I would call a ruthless social climber, who just when people are no longer, no longer appropriate parts of her circle, they have to be expunged quickly so she can move on up the ladder.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of greed plays into that fact also. I mean, the amount of unprecedented files, photos, videos, and documentation that we're going to be including in our documentary, it's going to tell a whole different story. And I think the general public and the UK and America knows that now the Markles aren't bad people. we're just like a normal family like everybody else. We do exist. And when one person tells lies and then tells 10 other lies to cover the one lie, and it keeps on going, you know, this is what happens. You end up looking ridiculous.
There's a staggering moment, Thomas, where Ashley, who is, I think, your niece, who's Samantha's daughter, befriended Meghan and was going to go to the wedding. And then Meghan is apparently advised by some flunky at the palace that wouldn't be a good idea because Samantha's not invited. So this happens.
How do we explain that this half-sister isn't invited to the wedding, but that the half-sister's daughter is? And so, with Ashley, the guidance at the time was to not have her come to our wedding.
I think I said I was hurt on some level, but I understood where it was coming from. To know that it was because of my biological mother that this relationship that's so important to me was impacted in that way. To feel like because of her it was taken away has been hard.
Yeah, actually, it was because of Meghan that it was taken away. Meghan could have had her there if she wanted to have her there. Instead, she wanted to have a bunch of celebrities she barely knew, from the Clooneys to the Beckhams to Elton John to James Gordon to Timbuktu. I mean, it looked like anyone she'd met on the party circuit in the previous 2 years got the invite, but a lot of Harry's friends weren't there, and nor was this niece who she makes a big thing in the documentary of saying we were so close.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there you have it. You know, one lie turns into 20 other lies. She didn't have a family, so therefore nobody was invited. I mean, who doesn't invite their family to a wedding,
right,
especially a royal wedding? And it's not like anybody in my family asked her for one nickel or anything of her. We were all actually like happy for her when all this happened, but the slow turn of events showed the true colors of this woman.
When you finished watching today these first 3 episodes, what was your kind of overview about what's happened to Meghan, and indeed what you think of Harry?
Well, my general overview is I can't believe that she was able to be in this position, all by my father's doing, by the way, to be in that position and to know what you're getting yourself into, and then go in there and try and change a 1,000-year-old tradition and monarchy to your own liking. Who does that? It's still a big question. I mean, my father and we talk about it quite a bit. It's like, I mean, how could you even consider doing that? You were everything every woman in their life could ever dream of, you had, and you had to go and make waves and accusations and be difficult, and overall, you know, taking Harry away from his family.
Right. Yeah, I'm afraid I think it's completely disgraceful.
Like I said,
Thomas, I've got to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Please send your father my best, won't you? Because I've been concerned about him. I'm glad to hear he's on the mend.
Absolutely.
Obviously been a scary time for you and the family. Please send him my very best.
Absolutely, will do. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, good to talk to you.